It was kind of getting repetitive, and also, you should have said they played it 3 times this week at some points, and that would have been standard. And I think it's, like I said, there's a bit of shakiness coming in because teams maybe have that little bit of rust. There hasn't been as much action in the schedule, but it's also nice and refreshing to see everyone kind of invigorated and motivated for those reasons as well. Like, I'll be the first to say it. There was teams that were at big events that were almost like they didn't care if they won because there was another event next week at times, and that's a bit much.
Yeah, the grind gets exhausting. No one's thinking that coming into IEM Katowice, though.
Oh, everyone wants this one.
This is that trophy. This is one of the big ones to put on the mantle. Let's see how these teams do. NIP desperately need it to stay in the upper bracket. Virtus Pro starting on the T side. This is one of those maps that, for me, really defined kind of Yekindar early on as he established himself as a star, as a future star of this professional scene, was his play on this map, specifically at this A ramp on both sides. Yekindar is going to lead the way all on his lonesome. Look at the confidence. The rest of the team just waiting to see what he spots to follow it up. They don't want to get spotted by anything. Rez might walk into a trap. Peace. Cool. And that's the round.
That's not even a trap. That's just an absolute assassination.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that's the round, but that's the bomb site lost.
Yeah, calm down, Henry.
I did. I pulled a Henry. It's messed up, man. Maybe it's your fault. Maybe it's...
Yeah, everything's my fault. Just blame me all the time, everyone. Jesus. It's like Semler's. Leave it to Sato to not even make it to the major final and mess everything up for everybody, right? Like, just get blamed for everything. Flit's come through the smoke and realized his teammates behind had a bit of a problem, and it's come down to a 3-on-2. So despite that you say the round was gone, Jason, it isn't yet because Plopsky has a kill as well. Flit has made Hampus go flop, but Plopsky might put the rounds, well, never mind. He's actually gonna get caught out by Flit wrapping around. I thought he might bring it to a 1-on-1, but James was running, and it's 4 kills for Flit.
You know what it was, is Rez was the only defender there. There's no way for VP to have known that, but looking at the minimap as a caster, I was like, if they just beat this up...
Don't try and walk yourself back out of this, Jason. Like, you said it, okay?
The execute does slow him down, allows NIP to get into a nice position. Actually, a pretty damn good attempt at the retake, all things considered. Just way too much to deal with. So 1-0 for VP. They take the pistol. They didn't have a single pistol on an overpass. NIP won both of them, remember?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yep, and what a, as we said, based on the fact that it's a foregone conclusion, according to our desk, what a way to start off the map. Maybe make short work of it. NIP certainly under pressure already. Plopsky, MP9, the rest of them on Deagles.
That MP9 over towards middle. 3 of those Deagles at the A bomb site. Here we go, Yekindar's up, he spots 1. The Galil not as accurate as he would have liked. He gets the kill onto Rez, that's gonna open things up. Teammate is clearing out his left angle, and he's the point man on the bomb site. Now all that's left to do is Jame bring it up from the rear and get that plant down. Doesn't even tap it, just goes for the full stick.
And the nade didn't really bounce over. It did 1 damage to Jame. That's unfortunate.
Missed its toss. Oh, go for it, Yeki.
I think it's because there's a texture on those boxes. So yeah, see there's like a little, I think it bounced off the centerpiece. There had probably a collision on that rather than it being just a square collision. So unfortunate, Counter-Strike nades. But they'll save what they have on the NIP side, it appears. A bit of armor, the helmet especially for Plopsky. Not that it matters when there's a couple AKs on the board. I say a couple, there's just the 1 for Flit, but it'll be 2-0 for Virtus Pro.
Nice 2-0. I mean, these opening 2 rounds, this is like Mortal Kombat. It's like a taste of what's to come.
Yeah.
Little
Did you watch the new one? I didn't watch the new one.
I did.
I thought I'd do it for nostalgia reasons.
It's enjoyable.
Is it actually?
For very enjoyable.
For that reason, though, right?
Yeah,
like
it's nothing mind-blowing. It's not going to be on anyone's top 10 list, but it's just a cool Mortal Kombat movie.
It was like my elementary school days.
Yeah, it's legit.
Yeah, I thought about it, and I saw it on the plane, and I never did. I should. Maybe I'll do it on the way home.
It's fun. It gets a little weird at times, but it's worth it. It's worth a watch.
All right, I'll take your recommendation. So Buster with the smoke already to the bottom of the B stairs. Meanwhile, Ramp, the point of contention, naturally, early on in the rounds. And jumping down goes S-Tag. He's got to be very careful inside of that smoke. In fact, he's going to go through it. Kicker was ready. Yeah, MP9 jumping, that could have been scary.
Yeah, Kicker just playing anti-flash, staring into the box, waiting for that flashbang pop to know that someone's coming through while his teammates spam. And they get pulled into the play. Now Yekindar just going to step forward, everyone covering whatever position he's not going into, and they slaughter the entire defense. Rez, the last one here. Hampus is rotating over with that Deagle armor, but I think he's going to want to just try and save the armor for the next round as well. Having Well, we can't even get the cheap upgrade, but here we go. Gonna peek out, maybe grab one. Flitz down low. Ooh, nice shot. Way to clothesline Yekindar.
That's one. Low HP on two, but a nade will do as Flit gets Hampus and puts him down. So 4 guns stay up, and they will be plenty of money. Yekindar even has 4850. James gone straight for the AWP. They'll keep the 3 Galils. Why bother throwing them away? But Fuzi's gone for an op, meanwhile, on the NIP side. So see if they can get on the board in this round with it. Let's look back. Yekindar's looking sharp, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say, that's probably going to be priority number 1 for NIP preparing for this map coming into the game is you got to find a way to neutralize Yekindar. If he's going to keep that confidence up and just march up that A ramp and never feel any fear and never feel like he's going to be contested, it's going to be a really rough half if he gets what he wants more often than not at A ramp. This round, Yekindar over towards B.
They'll hold the off angle. Buster's actually just walking up the stairs. Off angle for S-Tag is one of the 2 ops for NIP. Double up CT Vertigo, not common to see. S-Tag shows why it's viable still, though, at B. Sees the shadow, knows it's a bait, and he gets ready for the second, but it's S-Tag and now Fuzi with the kills. So the op's getting everything so far. Jame will get one back, throws it over the ledge, knowing they're going to be tracking him down. Wrong time to pick up the rifle. And throwing away his op really is inconsequential when there's already 2 on the map in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not ideal. Double AWP set up for NIP. They get shut down on that B hit. That's a great job from NIP. If you can establish that you can hold this bomb site, in fact, if you can establish that you can't even let him get close to the bomb site, then all of a sudden, if they get funneled towards A, you'll have a much easier time with Yekindar. You can devote many more resources just to shutting down that play, so we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of this half. Jamin Kickert in that direction to start. Yekindar back in spawn for the moment, and James got the pick. Fuzi peeks down into the angle. Might not have expected an AWP in the hands of Jame again, but he was wrong, and he paid for it with his life. Interestingly enough, the 2 gun rounds, Yekindar hasn't been going for his stereotypical plays towards that A ramp. They've had an emphasis on this B bomb site. S-Tag, he can't swing further left the way he'd like because of the Molotov, and all of a sudden, it's a plant in the A bomb site, B bomb site, oh so quickly. Soon, anytime now.
The problem is the utility is just flooding in on top of them. You plant forward, you're exposed. You plant behind, you're burning alive. So finally, they get the confidence to do so, the comfort to do so. Yekindar again getting aggressive. He finds both. Has to tag and Plopski. Ain't no skiing on those slopes. Slippery, in fact, for NIP now because it's a 1 versus 5. Rez with the first kill onto Flit. They'll want this up desperately in the next round, but I don't think they'll allow that to happen. If Virtus Pro has their way, they're going to hunt him down, and they've already got a flank as well from Kickert.
I was going to say, they can be passive as they want over at the B bomb site. You don't have to throw bodies at it because you have Kickert coming in, and it's is way too long in the bomb timer for Rez to feel comfortable. He's going to go down surely at some point.
He's trying to burrow his way into whatever corner he can find, but there comes Kickerts, and he had no inclination of his arrival. They were even ready to trade it, even if he was looking back the other way. So Virtus Pro continue in good form. 4-1, responding immediately back to NIP's double op setup. 7 kills for Flit, which is interesting because he's rather quiet aside from the pistol, but Yekindar's been the one that's really been stealing it round after round.
I was going to say he had that quad kill on the pistol that's going to help him get up there. Other than that, it's just been some, I mean, we just saw the nice alert kill in towards middle to really secure the round, the exclamation point on the round. Low economy for NIP, or a pistol and an SMG. This time, Yekindar is back towards the A bomb site, but he's in support of Kickert, who's going to lead the way through. Rez, a little bit of a nade behind this. Oh, that is a brutal flashbang. Absolutely brutal flashbang, and Buster gets a blind kill on a Hampus on the other side of the map as well. And they pass each other in the smoke.
Yeah, that's a problem, because he's jumping back with the gun out, goes for the reload. S-Tag's already on him, he had no idea, but Kickert has Fuzi down, and that will at least make it, although not a direct trade, still the 2-man advantage for VP. Flit's even gone through middle, and he'll cut off S-Tag. Bomb is wide open and welcome to go to B at this point in time. Plopski all that remains, and he's just hanging out well, back towards spawn.
Look,
if cut off.
We just kind of talked about Flit, and he's going to have a really, really impactful game. If they continue to be successful finding a kill on a ramp, if they continue to be successful finding a kill at the B bomb site or on those B stairs, that is just going to give Flit the confidence. That's what he wants to make his move in middle, is when that defense starts shifting. When he knows that player watching middle has to go support the A bomb site because someone went down, or has to go support the B bomb site because there's pressure being applied. That's where Flit is going to live and breathe throughout this half. 9 kills on him so far.
So James with the op is waiting to see if anyone will come down the stairs. Hampa's forced back as well. Really not much to report for NIP at this point. Looking for opportunity at best. Smoked off already at the site.
Virtus doesn't give a damn about anything on this map so far. They're just in the A bomb site so quick.
You know what though? With some of the shakiness we've seen from even the top teams, G2 already in the lower bracket, Na'Vi struggling. Man, this is confidence inspiring for me to get on the Virtus Pro hype train right now.
Yeah, that's what we kind of brought up before the match. Is we've just kind of seen it coming from. We've just been hearing the whispers amongst each other. It's just like, oh wait, hold the phone. 2-on-2. This all of a sudden got interesting. Maybe a little bit overconfident.
How did this turn?
All right, James, take it away, baby.
He's got one already. Bomb still ticking. This should not have come this far. James back far off this. It's wide planted. He knows he has it in his favor as Tag staring him down. James got the tap, knows he's not on the bomb, doesn't need to overcommit to this situation. And it will be the round for Virtus Pro, but you're absolutely right. That got really, really out of hand.
Yeah, that might be something during this next threesome. Like, all right, guys, everything's going great. Let's not get crazy. Everyone was kind of pushing forward. They're starting to really get thirsty for those eco kills. Going for the stat pads. But yeah, I mean, this is what I think is getting everyone a little bit excited watching this. That's kind of changing. Coming into this, I think coming into the last few events, everyone's been like, yeah, Virtus Pro is the dark horse. And I think everyone now is like, maybe they're a little bit more than a dark horse.
The fact that they get through challengers as well, completely unscathed, you know that they're just going to come here fully riding that high.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So we'll get a timeout called from Ninjas in Pajamas.
Although I'll say even over at Challengers, I think there might have been a couple matches that won against 9Z. I think the desk mentioned it previously as well. That was like a miracle run from that team. I didn't actually watch the match myself, but 16-14 win for VP over 9Z. That was probably a game that had some people scratching their head a little bit, worried about what kind of VP we're going to get into it, but you're right.
Yeah, the unknown entity though, perhaps. So a similar situation on either side. Rifles and one op. It's Fuzi versus James in that regard. S-Tech does have the AK from the last rather surprising one-on-one. Managed to save that at the end of the round. We'll see if he can do anything with it. Certainly need to get something going early. Need to get an early pick. NIP hasn't had an early pick at all.
Well, the problem is when you go for those picks, you kind of expose yourself as well to getting picked in return. And that's been the side that they've had frequently enough. 2 defenders at B, Plopsky and S-Tag. Hampus is the player in mid. Flit's passively watching it at the moment.
Jumps to the close side so his feet can't be spotted from the doorway where Yekindar is now, but the flash doesn't reveal anyone down below. That certainly will. Molotov trajectory. They clear that close angle where he was playing. And even though they've used one of the Molotov's Buster, they still have 4 others, so it's not like they're using up anything of importance at this point. Run boost for James. Wants that angle. Did he spot Fuzi? His shoulder was exposed when he went by, but I don't think he was out far enough to be seen, and they'll back away regardless.
Some noise is made, though, so Fuzi and Rez are going to swap positions. Plopsky kind of cheated a little bit over in that direction. You might see him start shifting a bit more. Rez at lane. Look at this smoke timing, 30 seconds. I think there's a Molotov on Fuzi as well with the AWP. This is actually going to be tough for VP to get in here.
You leave yourself so little. Fuzi. The timing on the smoke. Yekindar goes down. Flit, though, gets to the bomb site. So 16 seconds they are there with only that one smoke deployed on the Ooh,
what tap?
Scaffolding side. Rez gets to the pistol, and down goes Kicker. This is 5 men remaining, and even though bomb's not even planted, they have to get off of it. They've got to run away. Even though bomb gets to the site, they couldn't hold it because they couldn't get any entries.
Well, they knew Rez was over yellow, in lane, and just no one dealt with him. The bomb they stuck the plant, just hoping and praying Rez wouldn't peek, and of course that's not going to happen. And then Kicker, just playing at the corner of the smoke, just didn't have any aggression to him as well to go through onto Rez. So maybe the utility at such a critical moment when they pull off the execute, maybe this kill onto Yekindar takes some aggression away, but that hit falls really flat. Probably the first time we've seen NIP really disrupt VirtusPro's plan.
Yeah, and that's a bit hasty, right? Goes for the bomb plant, 16 seconds left. They had a good wall, but you're right. Why did they not counter the fact that a smoke was thrown by Rez up close? No one peeking that direction. So Yekindar, this time, trying to work middle. It's Plopsky that's going to be watching it. He's got an AK on a CT side. Should be traded. He nearly gets the transfer back over to Flit, who goes to 40. And meanwhile, Plopsky, despite going down, is going to be joining Fuzi, who fell before that. So the man advantage for VirtusPro as S-Tag holds off the site, knowing that mid was lost. He finds Flit, but has to be concerned about both sides of the site at this point. Very uncomfortable position for him to be in.
Oh yeah, this whole round is going to be really uncomfortable now because I think Rez has just figured out there's no one else lurking in mid. The bomb was all the way back in T-spawn, so it's going to take a little bit of time for them to rejoin with Buster, who's got a stance, who's got a little bit of space to work with, but the rest of NIP is going to be here in time. A little bit of utility, 3 flashbangs and a Molotov for VP's attack towards the end of this round.
AC unit for S-Tag. Doesn't need to peek it yet, but does swing wide after Rez gets Jame. Rez trying to buy some space and time. Bounces the incendiary a little bit late to take down the planter. Hampus, ooh. He's trying to get in and join. Buster took damage from the flames, went forward, the nade. He's on 51 though, as he still survives despite the utility being poured toward him. And he's got a chance to swing around. If he hears them go, he's definitely gonna hear Hampus, but does he find out where Rez is holding from? Because Rez in the one-on-one will get the kill, and there is plenty of time. Close affair. Well fought for NIP. Costly victory, but they've got the money to afford it. Rez crouching for that last 1v1 win. This is well handled from S-Tag. That's tough to deal with, although I will say VP had full mid control, and they had multiple players that could have turned to attack S-Tag, and it just, a couple of them fell back, and Flit was the only one really remaining aggressive there, so nobody to trade off that mid play, and nobody aggressively pressuring the B bomb site from the stairs to really make that as uncomfortable as it could have been for S-Tag. Small opportunity miss there for VP. Still a 3-round lead. Again, though, as we mentioned early on, NIP's shown that they can defend the B bomb site. It's this A bomb site and this A ramp that they haven't yet really proven completely that they can hold off. Yekindar already above. They go up the sandbags. Buster's going to be right behind. Doesn't hit the shot on the entry. Rez gets in behind the boxes. That gives him a chance for more. Look at the kills pouring in from NIP in the meantime. Fuzi getting kickered as well, and it's 8 HP for Flit. Jame has bomb and an AK, and it's still a 2-on-3, so there's a chance in it, but it's an unlikely one, as they're going to try and rotate back ladder instead to mid. This is interesting. That's a great hold from NIP. We'll come back to it a little bit later. Flit and Jame moving towards the stairs. Fuzi's rotated back with the AK-47, so the defenders are all split. S-Tag towards mid, Fuzi at B, Plopsky at A. This is a big fight. If Jame can win this with the AK-47, he's got a timing. Nade was out. Oh, great headshot. And now, once again, Fuzi's gonna be called upon. Split from 2 different sides, but the smoke is gonna give him some safety. And Flit has 8 HP. Nade as well, gonna tap the bomb. They're gonna know this. They can't find him yet, but he hears them coming through with 8 HP. He knows he can't hold it either. You're right, Jame heard that smoke, but the second one caught them out entirely. That's kind of a cool hit from VP, but it's a great hold from NIP. VirtusPro, they get that kill, they line up on top. Yekindar's ready to turn the corner, and he's turning the corner as the flashbang is in the air, so even if he goes down, the follow-up players are blind for the trade kills for VP. Unfortunately, with 2 M4s there, not nearly as effective a hit as they'd like, and that's the first time we've seen VirtusPro like completely shut down an A hit. Previously, they made it a little discombobulated, a little bit uncomfortable, and VP ran out of time, but this one was an emphatic hold from the defense. NIP's whittled it down to a 2-round deficit. Oh, we joined that late, but saw what happened. Fuzi absolutely wrecks Kickered as he tries to come up to the top of the ramp. NIP certainly battling their way back into this game with money gone now on the T side, and 3 in a row. This should be a 4th. I say should be. Welcome to Counter-Strike.
Taking mid control like this for the T side, I feel like can be so dangerous and makes everyone so uncomfortable, but VP hasn't been able to build any success off gaining this position. We've seen him have it twice now, and there's 2 defenders this time at the B bomb site, so S-Tag gonna be able to mow down 1. There's Fuzi coming in hot. Oh, the P250 is not pretty, but it does find the kill at the end. Buster's the final one to go down, 6-5. NIP comes roaring back on a 4-round streak.
Getting some emotion down there, too.
Yeah.
Pretty quiet in the studio today, it has to be said. Maybe it's because Apex already played.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think NIP is really known for getting too loud or hyped up. I don't think VP is really known for getting too loud or hyped up either. Calm and collected. It was certainly loud when Heroic won their game in stunning fashion.
Yes, and appropriately with Cadian getting the final kill in a one-on-one. You knew he was going to bust out of the chair.
Oh no, that's a perfect flashbang, and nobody was watching for that. Rez and Hampus both peering down a ramp.
Speaking of busting out, yeah, Kicker just arrives on the scene through scaffold, and it's 2 quick ones that NIP has no answer for.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Lopski's going to rotate around with S-Tag. They want to retake middle at this point. A is completely open.
And this is cool. Virtus Pro this time not trying to press the issue at all. Everyone's just holding across the map. Buster's looking to see if anyone's going to push down B. Flit's looking to see if anyone's going to get aggressive in middle.
I think this is a gamble. If you don't come to B and we don't fight you,
yeah,
it's a save.
Yeah, and VP's looking for an indication of what's coming. Is just why they've paused. And now, without seeing anything for a number of seconds, they're just all going to join up. They have all the utility they need for a full set piece at the A bomb site, but they'll be pleasantly surprised to see it empty. And NIP with some cash, they'll lose the round, but they'll be able to buy in the next one and fight again.
So smoke's off, and I think that's exactly the case. Round over at this point. NIP conceded the A bomb site early on. So they'll hold the AWP and the 2 M4s for the next round. They hope. We could still have a bit of a hunt going on, although there's not a lot of money for Virtus Pro to do so with.
VP ain't touching the hunt, not even thinking about it, especially considering NIP's been so backed off and so long to set up in any position they want. I say that.
Yeah, Buster's still checking it out. I mean, he's not like isn't running to it though, is he? So.
No, but I mean, even Flit and Kicker are starting to push up as well and starting to get on the move.
Well, I don't know that they'll fight.
I'd be surprised if they try and go up the stairs and actually attack the B bomb site. That would be wild. With this kind of money?
Wow, we are going to get a kill out of this. At the end, at least contact. Flit thinks better of it. He's going to run away. He knows now the op's staring him down, and there's other players in the site. Thinks maybe Buster can get a shot instead. They try to wall bang Plopsky, but no further kills. In the round, 7-5 for Virtus Pro, and the save is beneficial because NIP will buy out around those 3 guns.
I don't even think
that was it. 2 kills.
I don't even think Kicker needed the flashbang. I mean,
to be fair, yeah, he was already out, and they were looking the other direction. So
it was the cherry on top, but it wasn't necessary. Double kill for Kickert, and that's the entirety of the round, 7-5. 3 more rounds in this first half. NIP down a map, needing to secure Vertigo in order to keep fighting in this series, or else they'll drop down to the lower bracket.
Fuzi at the sandbags, has Rez on the other side. He's going to play behind the I-beam. This means he's got a very linear perspective if they do go up towards scaffolding, but he's also has his elbows sticking out, and that's what Kickert spots to get the kill.
They just cannot buy a defense at this map. Oh, get out. Peace.
I have to say, Jason, I'm a little concerned for the structural integrity of this building if 762 can cut through one of the load-bearing I-beams.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that might be a problem. This building might be toppling over pretty quickly, just like Plopsky, as Kicker comes out and takes him down. Walking from scaffold, it leaves us with just S-Tag left in this round.
Oh my God, Virtus Pro just dismantled this defense bit by bit. That is so beautiful. Buster's on the hunt already in the B-bomb site. S-Tag's got a long time to try and stay alive. Being wrapped upon for the moment, it's timing. Buster at E-box. He knows eventually the push is going to be coming from the A-bomb site as well, but Buster's hot on his heels.
Keeps himself alive for the moment, but now they know exactly where he is. Kender and Buster can't really justify this. You think so? James got him? All right, nice. How did you possibly see that coming?
That's wild, isn't it?
Tell me my future.
One day you'll be happy.
Really? Aw. All I've ever wanted to hear.
Oh, it sucks so much. Everything VP had an answer for, even the kicker. Like, I feel bad because I don't even think Plopsky gave up his position. I think that's just kicker shooting to make sure the attention's going to be there, just calling for the flashbang just to be safe, and he eats it. 8-5, 3-round lead for Virtus Pro. Another buy coming in for NIP. The last one they'll have, 3 rifles. A Deagle's picked up on Hampus.
Yeah, Nestag's going to grab an MP9. I was wondering where he was going to go with that, but they've got a smoke on everyone. One kit, Rez holding it. James only got 6. T-sided op's a bit difficult on Vertigo, to be fair, but hasn't exactly had a chance to stretch his legs in this game.
He did enough work on the previous map. Here's a B-Stream update for you. Second map is underway. Gambit's up 1-0 in the series, but it's Copenhagen Flames on the defense of Inferno to have a 6-0 lead. Interesting. I would love if that series got spicy. I would love to see Gambit tested now that their back is truly against the wall.
Yeah, double elimination bracket. Already lost one to be down there. So, Buster, he's going to start working his way back over from B, potentially and join his teammates. Yekindar, Kickert, Flitz. You mentioned it before, Flit playing that position for flashbangs at the bottom of the ramp in case anyone wants to get aggressive, but no utility. They'll check the corner. Meanwhile, bounce Molotov to the bottom of the B stairs to make sure no CTs are pushed up. If anyone had to scurry away, it would give them information as well if anyone was that deep and therefore far away from the A site where they want to try and take, and hope the rotates won't arrive before they do. Rez ready. Remember last time they took a hit that was clean on this site with smokes down 16 seconds. Rez wasn't cleared. He took down Kickert, and therefore the bomb, Kickert, speaking of, is taking damage from Rez by way of the flames and puts him on 52. Rez will push back up inside of the gap in that smoke because he extinguished the flames with it, but it won't matter. Kickert comes through and it's a headshot from Rez from very close range. Rez is trying to evade all the damage at this point. Buster can hear where he's gone, but can't find him, and Rez does very well to get to the AK-47, find a headshot in return, and Yekindar and James, with 25 seconds, are left in a very awkward position. James even throwing his op off the map, goes to the Tech 9. Jump off the map yourself. Just make it exciting, as Rez does a very good job holding lane.
That actually would have been so legit if he just didn't even throw the op off, just jumped off himself and was like, all right, peace.
You win.
I know, respect. Oh, 8-6, good hold from NIP. That time, Rez passes the test with flying colors. Double kill playing from his position. Even the risk of coming through it. That kill helped, obviously, from Plopsky, but this follow-up frag really helped seal things. Buster needed that frag to be able to turn and address the bomb site. Double kill for Plopsky. One final round in this first half. Virtus Pro is going to have the lead no matter what. It's just a matter of how much.
So they'll go for the boost peak, but look who's ready for that. Oh, I thought they were going to go for it. It's just Buster. There, Shadow shows his little booties, and that means the nade, tossed down by way of underhand, will get very close and puts a bit of shrapnel in his butt his butt cheeks. I was trying to go for like the Forrest Gump, and I just...
You weren't even close.
Nah, I realized. Story of my life, Jason.
Oh, timing. Good kill from Buster, down to 14 HP. Gonna have to try and get out, but Estag, I think, gets the call that he's low. Kind of came up to flirt with the idea of taking a fight, but backed off as well. James, Yekindar, and Kickert have control of A ramp. Rez has been a nuisance these past few rounds. Counter Molotov to disallow map control and access to lane for Kickert. Follow-up Molotov on the corner is gonna...
Nice nade.
Kickert a chance to come back into it.
Nade was great. Yekindar took a ton of damage from it. Buster's been removed by Hampus. NIP's done very well in this half, I will say, considering they were down at 1.6 to 1.
Yeah, good job recovering.
yeah, it looks like we might be at 8-7 at half. I'll hold my breath on that a moment because it's a 3-on-4 in favor of NIP, but James starting to work his op toward the site, misses a chance to find Rez, and Rez saw him going behind the sandbags, through the smoke, gets the headshot. A good lineup, a good guess, but Yekender knows where he's going to peek from in return. It's the lane that's the problem on this A site, and this time it's Fuzi. His backside shows easy shot for Yekender to pre-fire, but the trade is there, and at 8-7 half indeed. Jason, as NIP trying to extend this series. We'll be right back in just a second.
...2015 was the prime of the famous Polish Golden Five, and the tournament in Cologne would be no different for Taz and his crew. At least not until the semifinals, where the Poles clashed with Fnatic. Two giants of Counter-Strike battling for their place in the final was a true feast for every fan at the Lanxess Arena. And at first it would seem that Virtus Pro had the upper hand. However, on the second map, Inferno, the Swedes took the initiative. But even then, Pasha Biceps sent a clear message that you do not mess with the Bears.
As Pronax finds Snack. Oh, Pasha! Oh, my focus in 4 seconds! You blink and you miss it! Jesus Christ, Pasha. Insane spray down. Big shout out to Virtus Pro as well. They played an amazing series.
Some other legends of Katowice just shown on screen for the ESL Impact. We've got 2 seasons with an offline global final, as well as you've got a play-in and a standalone event at tournaments like DreamHack Valencia, 2 cash cups per month on ESEA. Check it out, the female league that's going to be starting off this year with ESL. And I think, look, controversy side, it's awesome. If they want to go ahead and do that initiative, I'm all for it. Yeah, let's get them involved. And I mean, let's be honest, we've casted some girls tournaments here at Katowice in the past, and there was some good action in them. Some rivalries that were pretty heated on the stage as well. So
some really classic old school names in that scene. The Counter-Strike that goes way back. Virtus Pro NIP. VP up 1 map and up 1 round, but down 1 man.
Yeah, down Yekender as well, who's been the hot hand. So not just any man at all. Flitz is tied with him on 12. It was the first pistol that he found 4 kills in. He's gone also, so don't look for a replication of that affair. As Kicker wants to be the hero instead. He starts off with 2. Does not do much to deny the bomb plant, though, but a 3-on-3 on the retake. There is not a kit in play. So thankfully, Virtus Pro are up close. They'll trade out Esatag for Buster, but James, still alive, will take down Rez, the man who did the killing previously for NIP, and Plopsky is all that remains. Bomb planted for him. James was going to go on that. I thought he might wait and try and get Kicker a little closer to swing. Kicker, I said he wants to be the hero. He needs a third of the round. He can't get it. Instead, NIP find the pistol, and we've got a tie game.
Yeah, I don't think James necessarily wanted that exact fight that he got. His head gets ripped off. They're not able to coordinate in the 2-on-1. Kicker was looking towards lane to see if someone was going to poke his head out, and just a good frag at the end. 8-8, we're all tied up after the pistol. That's 3 of 4 pistol rounds played going towards NIP. And Virtus Pro's Vertigo is looking rather exposed. Good 1v2 win from Plopsky. I mean, this is kind of crazy because the start of this game was so one-sided for VP. It was a 6-1 run to open things up, and I mean, since then, what, 7-2? It's been all NIP in the second half of the first half. Ugh, I hate that.
MP5, first one we've seen you and I this event. It's still the greatest sounding gun.
It's great. Ooh.
I do love how, well, there it is. Oh, listen to it. It's just so sexy. I do love how everyone was calling for the MP5 to come back as if it was like the greatest thing ever in 1.6. They're like, yeah, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. And then Valve's like, you realize the stats are worse than the MP7 and MP9. Everyone's like, don't care, want it. And then they bring it back and no one touches it.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like Valve's like, told you.
Well, we got our wish. We just didn't get it quite the way we wanted it. It's the classic curse of the monkey paw. Or cursed monkey paw. Is that what it is?
I don't even know what you're talking about. Which isn't anything new. No, look, I mean, it's just funny because Valve's like, oh, you want us to put our resources into that? Cool, told you so.
I still appreciate it.
Yeah, no, look, I actually still have it equipped. Only because it sounds great.
Yakandar just spamming through.
I will say the one change I would like in terms of weapons, the FAMAS burst fire, it doesn't need any changes on accuracy or the burst itself. It needs less time between bursts. Because I can actually tap out more bullets per second than the burst will allow due to the time in between.
Okay.
But I think if they fix that, I think the FAMAS could be
I don't really have an opinion about
more
FAMAS.
viable.
Not gonna lie to you. It's just there.
That's the point, though. It's just there, you know?
More spam coming through. NIP haven't been able to move forward. They've just been waiting in these smokes. Yakandar now hiding inside of it. And he's just listening to his teammates' bullets land into the bodies of NIP. They've gone past him and he pops out. Great timing from Yakandar. He's got so many plays on this ramp. Ooh, James. A little bit of a goosh through the sandbags and Rez finds his teammate.
Oh, wow.
Oh, great nade. Called in. James goes down, 2-on-3, and there's the rotation in. It's all on Flit, and he can't back away. The Molotov forces him in, and forces him in to commit. Buster left alone.
Thought Rez was going to give Stag a haircut there as well as he fired in, but it doesn't matter because he gets the kill, and that will allow the bomb to be planted, and Buster has to back away. We'll go now 10-9 in, or excuse me, 10-8 in favor of NIP, which means they've converted another 3 rounds off a pistol. Both pistols in this game going to the side of the T's, so this is a good start from NIP.
Man, this round was, I felt like VP started this round so well. Wasn't this a 3-on-5? I mean 3-on-5 with actions going on, and it turned immediately after that.
Yeah, the problem is as soon as they took down the 2 kills at ramp, James is well behind the bags. There's no one that close,
and he
so
had
then they hold.
And he had no armor as well. That goosh brought him low. The nade finished him off. It's just everything goes wrong after the initial 2 kills.
Yeah, I think he's okay this far back. Yeah, 7 HP. Okay, that's a 2 for a second.
They know the values. Yeah, see, this is beautiful. Yakandar's going to come out. Here's your 5-on-3 at this point. Yakandar committed, swings for another one. That's fine. Kickert is trying to keep James alive. He goes down, and obviously James got blown up immediately after that. I mean, just everyone collapsed. Everyone just fell apart. Like Humpty Dumpty.
All the King's horses and all the King's men couldn't buy guns on the CT side again. It's just going to be Buster holding on to that M4. CZ-75s. 3 of them, and then the 5.7. So all in the same menu option, but obviously you can only have one of the two equipped. Kickert's gone for the trusty old 5.7. I like it. It used to be one of my favorites in 1.6. But in 1.6, pistols were like less prominent to buy because the Glock and the USP were both so strong.
Yeah.
Aside from the Deagle was sick in 1.6.
Yeah, the Deagle was still there. And obviously you could spam everything, so the Deagle had fun in that regard too. Hampus taking some shots, sees one evacuate. I think VirtusPro's just got to sit this round out, just give it up. Try again in the next one. Keep your 4 pistols and 3 armors alive. So round 19 going the way of NIP. They're going to take a 3-round lead before VP can get rifles in their hands again. We've got a game. We've got a map.
We do indeed. And we might have a series as a result of that.
It'd be kind of fun. What if we went back and took, like... Actually, this wouldn't work.
All right, well, you've killed that. So much fun, Jason. Can't wait to hear it.
I was just thinking if like you took some of the old school, like all the old school 1.6 maps, and if you could like port them over to be like CS:GO maps, but like, you know, because Nuke used to have like the sliding doors on each side of the lower bomb site.
Don't we already essentially have that, Jason?
No.
You want literally a carbon copy?
Yeah, literally a carbon copy.
Like with the same
but then
8-bit textures?
But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't matter if you can't spam through the walls and everything like that, so I just forget. You know, I said it wasn't going to work, so...
You already have Nuke. Like, they've already essentially done the porting.
No, it's still vastly different.
Oh, my goodness.
The old Nuke is way, way different.
Sure, in layout, but, like, it's
but, you know,
essentially the modern...
We kind of did that with Train, and we discovered that didn't work really early on as well.
Couldn't climb under the trains, that's why.
Yeah, you could just see under him. That was a tease. 11-8, timeout taken by VirtusPro. Their first here on Vertigo. They talk things over, heading into their second gun round, trying to get on the board. James is going to have the AWP back in his hands. But NIP have really taken control of this game. It's felt like shaky, but they've really built up into it. Like the start of it was not convincing at all when they were winning some of those rounds. And at some point in that first half, you just had to accept it. They took over. They've got all the momentum. 10-2 run at the moment for NIP to get back into this and take a 3-round lead. VirtusPro's got to try and recover. They have invested everything in order to do it. Double up setup, in fact, as Buster grabs one as well. That's going to be towards the B bomb site to peer down the stairs if he wants to get aggressive, but he won't be.
James catches out a levitating Hampus.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought I was...
model.
Thought I was having a flashback.
Is that to university days?
Yeah.
Rez is going to reload. That's the excitement of an announcement that I have for you on this side at the ramp, because the smoke's down. He can't see through it. There's no one at the top. There is a player pushed into the corner, however, which might prove fruitful.
All right, Fuzi Plopsky with the bomb. Gonna join up with Esatag at the B bomb site. Both ops are here. Jame in mid, he's got the closest support for Buster, who has one flashbang. Jame has one flashbang that he can chuck over the wall, but this is relatively dangerous. The 3 M4s at A, they might need to hustle back. Here comes the hit. Buster went really, really passive, so looks like VP's almost content to play retake in a 5-on-4. They would love one more kill with these AWPs, but I think they missed their timing. They're kind of forced off of this. It's going to be tough to re-peek into this. Ops just holding angles. NIP with an advantage on this retake.
Rez, the one that's waiting for the flank down below. Yekender heading that direction. He's got to be very careful. Tough position to find 2. He's got 92 HP, so he's also going to be very vulnerable. 2 ops on the retake, though. Could be a huge issue for VP, and Fuzi's already gotten the first and Kickered. Buster does get one back, but Rez does get Yekender, and they can't do anything else. They can't do anything at all. With both players down on the retake on flank, Jame and Buster are heading away.
I actually hate that retake. The double ops is one thing. I was kind of surprised to see them give up the bomb site so easily without really mounting any real resistance. But not only that, 2 of the M4s go on the flank, and they're not really aggressive about it. You need those M4s to be the aggressors to initiate that retake. There's that moonwalk. Didn't save him there. Yeah, just weird. That retake fell really flat for me, and what a critical round for that to just be so head-scratching. They'll get another shot at it. 2 M4s in hand of FAMAS around the double op setup, but again, both ops at B and mid.
Shot out, Rez gets Ykinder again, so nip off to another flying start in this round. This double op better pay some dividends soon. Flit kicker back in the passive positions on A. S-Tag still waiting down below. The bomb waits as well. He'll scoop that now. And rotation from Jame. It's a 3-man hold on this side of the map. Kicker through the wall gets Hampus. That's going to start it off and give them confidence. They want to flash themselves back in, but watch for Fuzi up close. This AWP from that position could be a problem, more so with 3 players on that ramp in a position to trade. This is going to be tense. Smoke, does that give Kicker a chance? No, they don't want to overcommit to the peak. They know the situation. They know it's going to be tight. Now the flash goes. As they walk around, though, overwhelmed at how many targets to fire at. They only get 1. S-Tag manages to put Flit down. And that will flip the round in favor of NIP, but Buster through the smoke will drop the bomb. 46 seconds, ample opportunity to try and recover, but it's a 2-on-2, and Fuzi waits with Jame hiding in the corner. Does not want to give himself up at this point. Let Rez, with the AK, try to find an opening. Both ops to hold. And Buster back at lobby, they essentially have similar angles, but they can try and set a crossfire. Buster can swing if they walk from the crane, and Jane will watch toward the lane. He's missed his first chance at the shot. Rez will sneak by. That gives the AK the close angle and the advantage for shot success. Puts him low. He's going to reposition. That means James can't get the lineup the second time, and he knows Rez will stay behind the boxes, and he's got to keep his attention on it. Goes to the CZ, perhaps from a call on his teammate. That'll get it close. Sees the second. Looks for Fuzi as well, and James going to pull it back, and they need this clutch from him to make it 12-9.
Style points for James. That is a sick clutch. You could see him just take a deep breath, make the cross, run the gauntlet. 1 missed shot from the op at NIP, and James seals it. That is beautiful. I love everything about it. That's how it started. It's how it finishes. That's special. Some fortunate kills. A great tag through the box. This one. His final kill. Fuzi's out in the open, overextended, trying to help his teammate, I think, a little bit too much. 12-9. What a save from Jame to keep VP in the game.
Yeah, that's massive. That's huge. And what a call from him as well to identify that he likely did tag him. Even knows he has to just take Rez down. Switches to the pistol, bypasses the first potential threat. And Virtus Pro keep themselves in this. So we get a tactical timeout called by Virtus Pro. It's their second in this game.
Ooh. Yeah, talk things over. Not a lot of money. You need a clean win if you're Virtus Pro. Need to get back on it. But, I mean, that's just good to stop the run. Kind of mentioned it was what, 11-2 run that I think they just kind of put a stop to, but more importantly, it's even 7 rounds straight if you go back to the first half for NIP. This has been a brutal stretch for Virtus Pro, so good on Jame for getting him back. Let's see if they can take hold of it and run with it. Fuzi and S-Tag towards B. Hampus and Rez towards A. Plopsky looking for mid pushes, but Fuzi's getting aggressive with the op. He's dinked. The defense is going to be happy with that one. Fuzi down to 13, Hampus at 42.
Bit more normal today on Vertigo for us, Jason. We were commenting on our last 2 games we casted that we've seen a lot more B pressure and presence, and I only say that because we're starting to see it in this round. It hasn't been as common today. This is more what we're used to.
More back and forth, hasn't it? Ooh, good find over the top. Buster completes the kill. Oh, dear.
He's going to go on the railing as well. That's unreal. He's going to stick with it. I thought maybe he'd even consider trying to get away in the smoke.
I'd be so mad if I was S-Tag. I'd be so mad. He spotted the bomb. He spotted 2 more as well, so you can see a shift in the defense. Yakindar's got close in mid.
Hampus is like, way to go. Come on. Come back here. But do they consider quad? Do they consider that there's 3 on the site? They go for the shot up top. Flit has that instead. Yeah, no, they didn't even do kicker. It was there. The close play in the smoke, they thought they cleared it. That's why they had the confidence to peek back sight. They could hear the player moving around, but kicker never made a noise. And as a result, it's now just Rez remaining. And this could be back-to-back rounds for VP to finally get into this CT-sided half. It took them 5 rounds to find 1. Now they quickly get 2, and we are 2 rounds apart, both in double digits.
That's the exact win Virtus.pro needed out of that timeout. 4 players survive, get a little bit money built up, start feeling a little bit comfortable.
And Nip's going to respond immediately with their timeout.
God, that push from Buster, that's so ballsy, and he's rewarded with a kill and so much information. This whole round put together very well from VP, just 2 rounds back. However, because of that huge streak, 5 rounds straight to start the T side, NIP's got plenty of money as well. They're gonna buy deep into the coffers on this one, but still some cash left over, some residual. Got some nice savings. Op in the hands of Fuzi. VP's gone away from that double op setup that they wanted to start the CT half. Wasn't as effective as they would have liked.
Found smoke again toward the bottom of the stairs, and that's why you see that thrown so commonly, because it will extinguish the early Molotov. Hampus trying to sneak up scaffolding. Yakundar's got to be a little bit careful in his position here, especially if Kickert's also going to be throwing utility, because they wanted the guns in their hands, but Kickert gets the M4 back out just in time. His pants are on. Mom didn't see anything.
It did feel a little bit sketchy when they threw the double nades, but Kickert, obviously knowing his responsibility and his role to support Yekundar in that fashion. Molotov to keep Jame back as much as possible. He's going to counter it so nobody can get in position behind the Molotov. Yekundar's got to be a little bit careful. 18 HP, 19, excuse me. He's just tucked into a corner. Kickert's at the bomb site. Yekundar's going to bail out.
Jame one side, Kicker to the other. Kicker waiting on the bomb site, just going to try and swing this out, and they've already backed off to the ramp because they've lost that wall of smoke, so...
It's weird, though. VP's defense doesn't have anyone keeping track of lane, so Kicker was kind of in an odd spot for a while, where he's playing at those bomb site boxes. Now Jame is back and covering it with a tight angle. Flit's going to be here as well, but they have not a whole lot of utility to stop the plant. Just 2 smokes left, and this is the god tier play. Yekundar getting all the information.
Low HP for him, but it is the information that's more important. Hey, that smoke did not make it. Give it to them, boy.
The hit's about to come. Don't be shuffling with your smokes. That's an issue.
Oh, no.
That's an issue, and you deserve everything.
Oh, karma indeed. Rez is going to get Jame. They know that Yakundar's likely on the flank, and Rez turns around to get that as well. Maybe Valve shouldn't have put dropping smokes in the game, because that wouldn't have happened, but it does. And indeed, it is Virtus.pro that will drop the round as a result.
That's when you play hot. That's what happens when you play hot potato with grenades.
Well, you can just leave the pin in, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's no fun that way.
How did Canada win the war against the USA?
How did they win the war?
You guys threw grenades at us. We pulled the pins out and threw them back.
Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good for like a little brother country.
Yeah, that's it.
13-10, NIP. Man, what a mistake. What a goofy mistake to have happen at such a critical moment. Oh.
That's tough. That is tough. Especially because, like, it fumbled, too. Yeah. The first one, right?
First one, he threw it into the wall. Let's get that on replay.
And he wants to block lane with it. He's low HP as well, Kicker. He was already in the awkward position, like you say. And, yeah,
he even comes back to, like, pick it up, and then...
It means both of them were out of position, too. That's the worst part.
And it just left Jame out to dry. And on top of that, it left the flank. It ruined the flank as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's a frustrating one. I can understand that reaction, and especially in the circumstances of the game. Look at the money now for Virtus.pro. They just won 2 rounds. They were just getting back into this half, and they give that one
it's over. That's
up, and yeah,
that's a mistake that's going to tilt you off the face of the earth because it's such a boneheaded, silly one to have happen. You're going to need another crazy performance from someone like Jame. I mean, anyone really who's going to be able to just win you around heroically to let that one kind of to force that one out of your team's collective mindset. 3-round lead. NIP really applying a lot of pressure here. Shot over the smoke doesn't land.
A1S toward the bottom of the ramp, not successful. But yeah, I mean, you've got the man advantage now for NIP, and you've got them against the ropes. And it's Rez that leads the way. The desk was saying, Kassad especially, He wants to see res. He wants more res. Well, he's resurrected in this game, up to 25 kills so far.
Yeah.
Only 6 for Hampus, by the way. Buster's not much better off on 9.
Hampus is in-game leading. His score is 13-10 at the moment. Can't be too upset about that one. Flames just spread to tickle James' feet. Well, I just said you needed a star performance from one of your big-time players. James is in position. Kicker, oh boy, what a challenge this is. Good luck, you're not getting away. Traded immediately. James got the op kill. Plopsky does burn, however, 3-on-3, and there is that fast flank. We caught a glimpse of it. It's Buster coming around the corner. Oh, he's waiting. He wants more than one.
Earned his teammate alive, though, Fuzi. And Hampus and he now remain in an awkward situation. Buster's taking res down immediately. Hampus is going to try and make amends with that. He'll find Buster with a good headshot bomb. Still continues to tick on top of the site. And they know that they're both lined up. That's a trade. Flit in and out just as quickly as he found the kill. Fuzi finds him in return. And it's he versus James. But it's an AK-47. Oh, Jason, is it your moment? No. That's why you don't use dualies. And James will take another round for Virtus Pro.
That might have been really over-eager from Fuzi to go for that with the dualies. You had the bomb down, play the bomb. That's actually 2 1v2 clutches for James where Fuzi has kind of been pulled into an awkward fight, in my opinion. Had the AK, maybe didn't have enough ammunition, still could have played the bomb. Desperate retake, scrappy. This is getting real brawly down the stretch. You love to see it. James just narrowly winning that. All right, Virtus Pro's back on the board.
Timeout 4 of 4. Both teams are using everything they have.
I think VP has 1 more, maybe 2.
At least, yeah. The last I can remember was 2 of 4. But there's been quite a few back-to-back. NIP, obviously, this is their 4th one.
And if you're NIP, you're buying up again. Virtus Pro can't let their economy get destroyed. They cannot lose everything. No money in the bank. That'd be NIP marching towards victory. That'd be 14-11 with no weapons to really play with. So you got to be really careful about what kind of a round you call the retake on. Maybe a really gutsy call to save some weapons in a situation where it might be doable just to make sure you can have some guns to fight with. Hampus gonna bail out from the angle. All 5 players from NIP here. Oh, and Fuzi almost gives one a haircut. Yekindar not afraid to be aggressive at such a critical moment.
AWP for James, as always, is waiting for the box shot. Fuzi's waiting for someone to be impatient and push down the ramp.
What a tense guessing game this is for James.
He sees him. Not going to yield much, though. Not much of a chance to fire at it, and the jump peak certainly went the other way. Fuzi saw him in return, but a good response. Yekindar will at least take down Plopsky. However, and he does, he gets back inside of the site. I was going to say, a long way to rotate. Nearly. Speaking of rotates, though, is Flint getting caught off. Rez and Hampus with good crossfires. And this might be round. Okay, he's burned alive. I was going to say 14 for NIP. Kicker nearly had something to say about that. It's Buster. That I don't think is having anything to say with this round. Double ops for Nip on T-side. Sure, Hampus is going to hold it for now.
On one hand, I love James just sticking around and challenging with the op. I think you kind of want that sort of like a ego cockiness in your opper, but at this, that one felt desperate once the jump spot was there.
Yeah, you would. I'm wondering, we turned X-ray off. I'm sure you expect he sees you, right? Even if it's a strafe jump and you just see the side of his head, you have to expect that he's looking at you, whether it was a texture issue or not.
It's a long time to be there as well.
Yeah, you stay there after that. I think you got to move slightly.
14-11, and this is that really tough scenario. Yekindar's got 3,300, but the other 3 of their teammates are hovering right around 2K in terms of their money.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Good shot for Yekindar to try and level it out. Even got back inside of the site, but as soon as Flit walked out from lobby, ba-bam.
And I mean, you got to give props to NIP as well. Good call from Hampus or whoever on NIP had the plan. Just say go for it. You get that kill, just push forward. Yeah, there were 2 timeouts left, so now there's just 1. Going to be spent here as desperate times, desperate measures.
Ancient is map 3, by the way, Jason. We haven't even touched on that yet.
That's spicy. I think we're only going to have 1 rifle. 2, excuse me. M4 is passed over to Kickert. That's Yekindar just saying, you can have all my monies. Trade me a Deagle. So, VP, 3 rounds back. NIP need 2 rounds to close out map 2 to extend this series to the 3rd map, as you said, would be Ancient. And away we go, round 26.
Nade to the corner of the box. Rez is the one that's waiting in the similar position that Flit played on Virtus Pro's respective offensive approach. Kickert a bit unsure with that Smoke's position if anyone got up toward the scaffolding, so he's got to re-clear that position, but still holds aggressively. Meanwhile, Plopsky to mid. Jane boosted up, and S-Tag, he's made some noise. He was trying to be sneaky below the catwalk position. But yeah, pistols to play. They want to try and hold a crossfire middle, and interestingly enough, Nip putting more pressure here than they have previously. They'll find the first kill. Did Jame reveal himself? It may not matter. Yeah, they're going to Molotov and back away, and they can just hit the ladder and be gone.
Kickert rotated quickly, so Fuzi and Rez actually heard the footsteps above them. Now, Jame has all the information. The question is, does he want to push? No, he's going to fall back. So they're actually hearing these footsteps beneath as well. They're getting the idea, and I think they're just gambling here. Buster and Yekindar rotating as well towards the A-bomb site. Hampus could ruin everything in middle. If he finds information, obviously a kill would be great, but if he sees this clear and just keeps going, and the timing will allow him to do just that. He might need to go quick, though, because his team is super committed at the moment.
Unless he thinks there's still going to be someone rotating in front of him. Kickert's going to find the first. Needs to be on the horse now. He needs to pinch them at lobby. Here we go. Hampus finds Yakinder. And with him behind, the CT's locked out. They'll even go back toward B. They know they don't have to deal with those smokes or any of the weapons inside of it. Buster has to clear just to get there.
I think the only thing you can do if you're Virtus Pro at the moment is maybe try... Oh, no, you got the kill. Hampus, why'd he look away? That's wild. Okay, now the retake can be on. I was going to say the only opportunity you might have is Kickert grabbing a rifle and just saving for the next round, but you go for this in a 3v3 at this situation.
So Jame waiting to see which side of the air-conditioned unit they'll peek from. S-Tag is pushed up against it. Buster's gonna be close. James gotta be ready to trade on this, and that means maybe getting off the perch early. Headshot shows! He nearly got a lineup as S-Tag gets the kill in return, but James, he's waiting. Kickert is late to the party, but he's absolutely arrived fashionably late as Fuzi goes down, and James will add to the pain as it's gonna be now a round for Virtus Pro.
Oh, that's so sick. What an incredible win from Virtus Pro. They had so much going on. They were at so many disadvantages, and for them to pull that back is massive. I don't know what made Hampus look away. I don't know what made him turn in mid, but that was the kill VP needed for the green light. And they take everything. This one, Buster grabs him. Hampus may be overthinking it, thinking someone was going to be flanking up ladder. What a stellar job from Virtus Pro. They're not done yet. 14-12. And they've got a good buy back in hand. 5 rifles. It's NIP now in economic trouble. If VP can win this one, they'll breathe a deep sigh of relief. And they still have a chance to win this series. This isn't them playing for overtime. They have a chance to take everything from NIP.
Yeah, they absolutely do. The fact that they win that round and steal it back. Break points in terms of economy. So Yekindar holds up inside of sight to watch over toward lane.
Look how much VP rotated. They really thought this was going to be some kind of a rush. There's nobody at B. Buster and Flit are the 2 closest. They're working together in mid. But 4, no, make that 5 players at the moment dedicated towards the A-bomb site. Can they get back in time?
Buster smokes off the entry, but the Molotov won't let it bounce. That leaves a gap. They'll go through with 2. S-Tag finds the kill. Rez is going to double that. Flit only getting 1 back on him now. Bomb is planted, and quickly. Kickert, Yekindar, they're all there. But they're all from the same approach, and a smoke on the left side means it's even easier to funnel them. With 2 AKs up, Nip might have responded sufficiently. They'll spot the shoulder. Fuzi will fall back again. Nickender's even left the site to try and flash his teammates in, but that won't work. Somehow, Flit found the kill before Plopsky got the kill in return onto him, and it's all on Yekender. We talked about how hot he's been lately, but he's tagged up. He's only on to 73, though. This is still sufficient. S-Tag, unsure of where he's gone. Flame's making noise. He can't get the angle, though, and he's going to have to back off of it. S-Tag trying to chase him down for the kill. We'll get that as well, and it's map point for Nip.
You can tell how flustered and how stressed Virtus Pro is at the moment. That is a miscommunication, miscoordination of utility. The Molotov put down at the choke point was actually perfectly timed, but the smoke was coming out as well. That's what ruined everything. That's what allows NIP to actually push up through the middle. It's Rez who's able to get the one kill on Jame, a huge kill onto Jame. And Virtus Pro had a real opportunity to shut this down, and they let it slip away again due to miscommunication of utility. 15-12. Man, some unforced errors in the Virtus Pro camp have ruined this map for them.
First map they'll lose in quite some time. If they're not careful, Kickert's not. He gets caught out by Hampus on a Mac 10.
That's a death slam. I didn't see it, but I'm just assuming.
Oh yeah, that's fine. We'll get him a spare. We might have some time to get it ready for the next map at this rate, because it's going to be coming very quickly if they're not careful. Just 3 left.
It's crazy to me how sloppy this map got for VP right at the end, right at the most important moments. At all the important rounds, there's just a mistake from VP. I have to imagine they're going to be very, very unhappy between maps. NIP in full control here on round 28. 5-on-3. Looking to bring us to Ancient. Looking to bring us into a third map.
Dink onto Rez. Plopsky on 32.
Damage is nice, but you need the kills. You're all getting pulled over to the A bomb site. You're so worried about it that B is exposed. Hampus has done such a good job of mixing in some fakes, mixing in pressure at one bomb site and heading towards the other. And this is multiple times this B bomb site has been exposed late in the round after finding a few kills at A. No kit on VP. This retake is near impossible. I have no problem calling that one.
Well, I have to lean in your favor, considering the circumstances, and it's the Ps that will double up for NIP. Fuzi and Plopsky, and it's a nice win, you have to say, considering the start that they had. Sure, they crawled back in slowly in the first half, but they managed to get away with it. We are going to Ancient to determine who stays in the upper bracket, and VP came into this as the dark horse. Well, that horse needs to find its legs. We'll take a break, join the desk, and see you for our decider.